Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Toni and I'm a homeschooling mom to 4 kids. My kids are going into 9th grade, 7th grade, 6th grade, and 2nd grade. So all new stuff this year and I'm really excited. And I have finally figured out what we're using next year. This video is a lot later than I normally would like to do it, but it is what it is. So I've put a lot of thought and prayer into what my kids will be doing this next year, and I'm super excited to share it with you guys. So if you are ready to hear what our Thrifty Homeschool is doing for the 2023-2024 school year, then stay tuned. So for my 7th grader, I can't believe she's gonna be in 7th grade. That is just bonkers, but let's talk about 7th grade. So one big change that actually does affect our curriculum this year is that we are starting a new co-op. And we've always been in a co-op our whole entire really homeschool career, except for one semester that we took off when life had a lot of crazy stuff going on. I'm trying out a completely different kind of co-op than we've ever done. The one that we've done in the past has always been like a few hours in the afternoon, and the kids always took like 2 classes, and it was anything from drama to music to science experiments. We had a crafting with books class. We had a sewing class. We had gym class, all kinds of stuff. So more fun extracurricular activity type of class. So this year is different because this is more of an academic co-op. And because my 9th grader, it's just a little different with her having to take things that count this year. I felt like this was the year that I wanted to try out this kind of co-op. So I have some friends that are in it. They told me they had a space for my family, so we're gonna give it a try. The subjects that we cover are history, science, literature, gym class. I think that's it. But that's pretty cool because those things are actually covered, and for my 2 younger ones, I don't think they're even gonna have much for homework, so pretty much theirs is done in class that day, and that's it. My older 2, they'll do stuff in class and then they'll have homework, but I will not be teaching history this year, and I will not be teaching science this year. So it'll be interesting. We'll see if I like it. I like to take stuff like this 1 year at a time. So we will just see if this works. But because of that, I have our curriculum all picked out that I will share with you what they're going to be learning, but I'm not actually going to be teaching some of these classes. So for this new co-op that we're doing on Mondays, I'm really excited about it. And what she is going to be doing for co-op is they're doing Remember the Days, Ancient. I got the family guide for like memory work and other stuff that I want to add into our life. I don't really need this for co-op, but we might use this at home just to add some stuff in and make sure it's related to history. This is the textbook that she'll be using that she's sharing with her sister, The Ancient Days, Remember the Days. So she'll be using that, which will be taught at co-op. I think she'll be doing the reading at home, and then they'll kind of discuss stuff at co-op. Hands-on map for middles, which will be her geography that she will do. I think they actually do this in class, and this is really a nice book. We've done this for the last couple years. So hands-on map for middles. And then she'll also have the questions, the cool history questions for middles. And it's like kind of like a quiz. This will be like their homework. They'll answer these questions after they do their reading, and then they'll go together and discuss them at co-op. So I'm excited about all that. So that's the history and geography. She's also going to be doing a literature class there. So for literature, they're going to use the Progeny Press literature guides at co-op. So the 4 books that they are doing are My Side of the Mountain, The Secret Garden, Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry, and The Bronze Bow. And she's not read any of those. I'm excited about her reading those books because they are all really good. I don't think she's read The Secret Garden. She may be, I don't even know if she's seen the movie. But it's cool that there's a movie to go along with that. That's what she's doing for the literature guides. She'll answer the questions at home as homework. She'll read the chapters at home, and then they get together and they discuss it together in class. So that'll push her. She's not a huge discussion person, and this will be with her peers, which she's not used to, but it'll be good because she needs to be pushed. And she actually might discuss more in class, I hope, than she does with me, because sometimes you can tell mom, I don't want to, and then what's mom gonna do? But she's probably, she might thrive and do well with other kids. So we will see. It'll be a good way to push her out of her comfort zone. Science. She's going to be doing science there too. They're using master books life science, which we've never used any of these master books before, curriculum. So I've heard that this is really good. So they'll be doing that in co-op, and they're doing that for, I think, like 3/4 of the year. They're doing that. And then they're also doing a coding and robotics like section for the last quarter of the year. And I don't even know what curriculum they're using for that or what they're doing, but they're going to be doing something with coding and robotics. So that's it for her for co-op. So let's hear what she's going to be doing at home. So for math, she's going to be doing Christian Light Education Level 7. She's done Christian Light for the last few years, and we really love it, and it's been great. So she will be doing Level 7 this year. She is doing Fix It Grammar with her big sister. That has been great. She's done great with it, and that's something that they do together. It's been awesome. She's learned a lot. So we're sticking with that. She's also going to do WriteShop, which we did last year. And I talked about this in my other video with my 9th grader. I'll link that above if you didn't see that yet, but that's something they're going to be doing together. And it was a little bit of a struggle last year, but I think it was more mom keeping up with it. And I just need to make sure we do it. There's something to do with it every day. And if I do that, a lesson should take 2 weeks. And if I actually stick with it and I don't forget to do it and I get a little more organized, hopefully, then it's going to go great, because it actually was really good and they wrote some really good stories. So we're going to stick with WriteShop. I'm going to be introducing vocabulary for her also instead of spelling this year, because I feel like she could learn how to spell those words, and instead of just doing spelling, they're going to do Wordly Wise for vocabulary. So her and her sister are both doing that Wordly Wise, because I've heard it's really good, and I think we need to just switch it up and do some vocabulary. So I'm excited about that. Then for reading, I talked about this in my other daughter's video also. She's not going to have a reading curriculum. She's doing the literature stuff at co-op, and then we are just going to read good books at home. And that's going to be our reading. And she is reading those 4 books and doing the literature guide, so really that's plenty. But I'm going to introduce, I'm not going to do extra at home curriculum-wise with reading, so that we can make sure we make time for reading good books. Because all my kids have like a favorite genre, so I have to have time to push them out of their comfort zone and read some other stuff that's not that specific genre. And I think that's important. So that's the plan. Okay, so the rest is going to be group subjects, because we can still do stuff together as a family. Yay, because I love group subjects. So first thing we're going to do is our memory verses. We're going to continue with our Simply Charlotte Mason memory verse box that I've shown you guys before. I have this little box here full of memory verses, and we did a bunch last year, but we're going to get better at it, and we're going to do a ton this year, because you know what? My soon-to-be 5th grader, my littlest girl, she memorized for VBS on Monday. We had VBS this week. Monday, she memorized 12 verses. Tuesday, which was double points day, she memorized 12 more verses. And then Wednesday, she memorized 1 long verse. So that's 25 verses in 3 days. And sometimes I realized it's mom. I'm the reason why we're not getting more of these done, because my brain doesn't work like that, but theirs does. So do memory verses. And I know it may be a little bit more difficult. I think for my older one, for some reason, she's not great at memory verses, but I don't think she tries as hard either. She might need a little push. But when I can see what what my other one can do, and my 6th grader, or my soon-to-be 7th grader, she's amazing also. They just like soak it up and can just parrot it back, and it's amazing. So we're going to do better at memory verses this year. We're also going to do memory work. So I want to try to do some of that. These won't be necessarily done every single day. I think the verses need to be done every single day. But the memory work, Biblioplan, like I said in that family guide, they have all kinds of like memory work in here. Let me see if I can find one to show you. So like for Unit 2, Egypt, Assyria, and Israel, all this is memory work here. So they've got like, you can memorize Bible verses. This is like all scripture. Okay, over here. You can memorize the 10 plagues in order. You can memorize the 10 commandments, kind of a simplified version of the 10 commandments. They've got the furnishing of the tabernacle. It's got all that. The 12 tribes of Israel. That would be good. Like stuff like that I just think would be good to just have us work on memory work. The 6 major judges of Israel. The books of the Bible from Genesis through Ruth. periods of ancient Egyptian history. They've got all that listed out. That's something you just go over every day or every couple days as memory work. The 12 pharaohs of the 18th dynasty of Egypt, the major deltas of the world, the major deserts of the world, 7 countries of the southern Middle East, all that stuff. Plus, they have a ton of Bible verses because this is ancient history. But we're going to work on memory work because I did it a couple times last year, but not much. So, you know, you got to set your goals high because sometimes I fail, but I'm going to at least set my goals high. So we're going to try to do that. Poetry, I also we've had poetry interspersed with our language curriculum a lot of times, but I'm going to add in some poetry because we need to memorize some poetry, but I haven't done that much. We are going to do music. All my kids are going to be taking piano. My oldest, I haven't completely convinced her. She was doing voice lessons last year, which she kind of wants to stick with. I'm not really sure. Otherwise, I'm going to make her do piano because she used to take piano and then I let her quit. So I think I might have everybody do that. Also hymns. We did this hymn book here last year and we loved it. So I want to continue with this because it was just so great to learn about the hymns and sing the hymns together. And it was just so precious. I love that time together. For PE, for gym class, PE, physical education, they do have a gym class at co-op that will count, but she's also a soccer player, so she'll be playing soccer, and so that counts also. She'll be doing that. Then health. We are doing Trim Healthy Mama this year that we did last year and didn't do great at it, but we're actually doing it in our life. Like I'm learning how to make sourdough bread right now. And my girls are going to help me learn how to make it. So we are going to actually keep up with the Trim Healthy Mama curriculum because we're going to be doing that in our life. That was why we struggled last year, is because we're eating whatever we want. I'm drinking soda and we're having cookies and we're having whatever, having hamburgers and whatever. And yet we're learning about this healthy stuff you're supposed to eat. And I'm like, oh, this is confusing. So we're going to it'll make a whole lot more sense if we're actually doing it at home. That's my goal because we need to get healthy anyway. First aid is something that I am going to have their dad teach them CPR because he was a police officer. He's a retired police officer and he knows all the stuff. So I'm going to have him do an official CPR class with them because they need to learn that. And then the last thing is Bible. I am going to do Apologia, Who is God, and Can I Really Know Him? I've heard a ton of good stuff about this, so we're just going to give it a try. We're going to do this interspersed with devotionals because I love doing family devotions in the morning with me and my kids, so we will probably alternate like we did last year, do this one day, do devotions one day, do this one day, do devotions one day. And that's it for my 7th grader. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on my other videos. I have 2 more subjects coming up. I did my 9th grader. This is my 7th grader. I've got my 6th grader. No, she's not in 6th grade. I've got my 5th grader and then my 2nd grader that'll be coming out this week. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on that. If you guys like this, please give me a thumbs up and I will see you guys next time. Bye.